So we've been sitting here for about 5 minutes. I don't know where the driver went. Driver ain't there. Phone ain't focusing very good. Yeah, driver ain't there. It's bus number 8132. I don't know if she just jetted out to go to the bathroom, but we've been sitting at this stop for like 5 minutes. It's now 8:51 p.m. Tuesday, March 29th, 2022. And not sure why this is so blurry, but there we go. But yeah, the bus got here at about 5 minutes ago, and we're just sitting here with the doors open. I'm a half mile away from my stop where I'm supposed to get off at Amazon. I put in for time off to get to work at 9. This bus should have got me there a lot earlier. I mean, it was about 12 minutes late when we stopped here, but now we've been sitting here over 5 minutes. Over 6 minutes now. I don't have my hotspot configured, so I can't check how late we are in the bus app, but it's quite a bit. Sitting at the corner of 75th Avenue and Van Buren on the Route 3. Being in Portland for a week just really spoiled me with buses actually showing up on time and not doing this kind of nonsense. But now I'm back in Phoenix, where a bus driver could just abandon their bus.
Stop spending your money on stupid stuff. Alright, son, I gotta go. Call me and let me know if you don't have no money. Bye, Josh.
Yes, please. Wow, that was insane. You know, when I forget what time the bus was supposed to show up, but I feel like it was supposed to get here about 15 minutes ago, maybe 20 minutes ago. I mean, I know my plane arrived right at 7 o'clock, and I figured 2 o'clock would be plenty of time to get out the airport, take the SkyTrain to the light rail to Central Station, and the Route 3 Van Buren bus here. But I sure as hell didn't bank on 10 minutes of just sitting in front of the QT at 75th Avenue and Van Buren. That was insane. At least I got the bus number and I got all the information, so I'm definitely filing a formal complaint with Valley Metro tomorrow. Yeah, I don't like being late to work. As it is, I was hoping to get here a little early so that I could... I've got my suitcase with me. I just, coming directly from the plane to the warehouse, and I got my suitcase with me, and I don't really know what Amazon's policies and that sort of thing. Usually the security people are just super, super friendly with me, so I figured I could just explain, what was up and check in with my, maybe just have them hold the suitcase for my shift. As it is, I'm gonna have to go to the PPE machine and get a new vest and a new knife, and go talk to the shoe people at the front entrance and get the toe caps that I like to call the clown shoes over my shoes. I just didn't really, I didn't put a lot of planning into this trip, to put it mildly, and the trip to Portland, and if I had it to do over again, I would have packed all my Amazon stuff, although that would have kind of changed things as well. Oh, there's a bus pulling into the bus yard there. Because right now my suitcase is absolutely packed. Like, I didn't buy a lot of stuff while I was in Portland, but I bought enough that my suitcase went from kind of packed to tightly packed. So, not quite sure where I would have put my work shoes and my work stuff. But of course, I generally always keep my Amazon ID badge on me. So, which came in really, really helpful. When I went to the warehouse that Allison works at. And I forget the number of that facility. The gal from HR that I talked to, she explained that it's, and Allison, my daughter, also explained that it's pre-sort, but it's not the kind of pre-sort facility like where I work. It's pre-sort where they basically sort out. Like, I think they're actually packing orders, but they're not shipping the orders. The orders go from there to another fulfillment center or something. I don't know. I'm honestly, the logistics involved with Amazon is way beyond my comprehension. Probably not. Like, I could probably understand it if it was all explained to me, but nobody seems to know all of it, and it's really more than I need to know. I just need to know how to at this point I mostly hauled pallets around. I'm the pallet guy. I hope they missed me the last couple of nights. So frustrated I'm getting here late. I mean, it's only going to be a couple minutes, and I think I got a 4-minute leeway the way the time clock works, as far as like 4 or 5 minute leeway, as far as whether it's considered late and whether I get like a penalty for it. But it's weird when the bus, I don't know if y'all could hear, I didn't want to put the camera right on the driver. I mean, I kind of got a shot of her, but I'm sure y'all heard that she was talking to her son and stuff, which it doesn't seem like something she should be doing on the job. She should be waiting until she gets to the end of her run. Like, I know they're not allowed to be using cell phones. Valley Metro drivers are not allowed to be using cell phones while they're operating the bus. And it just seems so inconsiderate. I mean, when you're a bus driver, people are relying on you to get them where they need to go, like, to work and get to work on time. So it just seems like she doesn't take her job seriously to the point where she's causing me to have a problem with my job. Now, I don't know who the other people are who were on the bus. I want to say there were probably 7 or 8 other people on the bus. Whether they're going to work, going home, who knows? You never know where other people are going on the bus. But still, I don't know. I'm not happy about that. I figured I was going to need about a 10-minute walk, and I kept watching the bus app thinking, okay, it kept showing it was getting progressively later and later. And it seemed like every stop that we went to, like, we sat there for a while, And usually it seems like the Route 3 bus is pretty good about staying on time, but I do know it has some of those bus stops. And mind you, I didn't see any of those in Portland. The pull-out style bus stops. Oh, look, there's the pedestrian crossing sign that got knocked down from there a few weeks ago. I don't think I put that on video, but I remember coming out the night it got knocked down, and it was still I sort of stood it back up because there's still a little bit of metal there, but apparently somebody knocked it the rest of the way down. Anyway, yeah, there were a couple times where it looked like she had pulled over to drop people off and then kind of got stuck in the bus pullout because there were so many cars whizzing by she couldn't get back into traffic. And that was an articulated bus. There was like the double length bus. That's something else. I never did see those in Portland either. All just pretty standard single buses, the buses. Now, some of the MAX trains were somewhat long, but, and that's something I don't think I mentioned when I was shooting my videos in Portland that I thought was fascinating. A lot of different types of train cars used, and sometimes combined with each other. In different kind of, like the different types of seats in the trains, and some of them definitely more comfortable than others. One thing I noticed, and I mentioned to my daughter, that it's kind of weird. I'm used to I'm riding the Phoenix light rail almost every day, and the seats that are on the raised platform at the end of the trains all face the inside of the train. Now, those trains go either direction. There is no front or back. They can either side of the train is a front of the train. And it can drive in either direction. So there is no front and back per se of seats sitting front or back. So, whether you're facing forward or facing backward relative to the direction the bus is going, or the train is going, depends on what direction the train is going. Anyway, all the seats, you've got your back to the end of the train, which where the little driver compartment is. And it's like you think I'd know this off the top of my head by now, but I think it's like 4 or 5 rows of seats. They all face out, and it's elevated a little bit looking out. And I noticed a lot of the trains, probably 3/4 of the trains running in TriMet Max Light Rail in Portland, the seats are facing the end of the train, which to me is pretty unnerving. There are some rather sketchy people that ride the train there in Portland. There are a lot of sketchy people in Portland. And to be sitting down with your back to the people that are approaching you, yeah, that's not practicing good situational awareness in my book. So generally, anytime I sat in those, I sat sideways and kept my eye on what would be behind my seat, in case anybody was approaching me. Although I noticed some of the trains, the ones that appeared to be newer, did have the seats facing in the direction towards the center of the train. And then some of the trains were clearly designed don't have engines in them, don't have driver compartments. They're clearly passenger cars, and they had like a glass bubble at the end with like a ring of seats. Like a row facing, with the back to the end of the train, and then some seats on either side of it facing in, and that was neat. The train that I rode to so the last trains I rode, my daughter Allison, she gave me a ride to Sunset Transit Center in Beaverton. And then the goal of getting there was that I could take the red directly to the light rail, or directly to the airport, but it didn't work out that way. It was going to be like about a 16-minute wait for the red, whereas the blue line going to Hillsborough, which mostly goes the same direction, through town, it was showing up in like 4 minutes. So I got on that, stopped downtown, went to a little Mexican food place, got a burrito that was a block away from where the stop was, and then I walked back and got on the red. Anyway, I'm here at Amazon. I'm late. Thanks for coming with on the walk, and hopefully all will be well.